Need cheap coins right now? Check out redzonecoins.com. For the very best discount available, use code DIRECTOR for 20% off. Yoda brothers, what's up? It's the Director. Well, you guys ever find yourself in a position where you're like, man, my team's great, but there's holes everywhere, and you need to find players that come at a decent cost to fill those holes on your roster? Well, I've composed a list of 20 of my top players under 100K that you can go ahead and add to your team and not sweat about. Some of these guys may be temporary on your roster. Some of these guys may be full-on starters, for a long time. There's some really good players on this list, guys. Before we get started, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this channel. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps me out a lot. Let's get into this video. Lights, camera, action. Coins and trading seem to be at an all-time high right now, and that's because the game just came out. It's really tough to come by these stuff, so I feel like some of these players may be able to help you out in the meantime, if not for a long time. Rich Gannon, now I feel like quarterback was probably the toughest position for me to find a quarterback under 100K. There's just not a ton of value there, but I do feel like Rich Gannon probably tops that list just under 100K right now. Again, prices can change. Whenever you're watching this video, time is relevant, all right? This may be watched 4 weeks from now. You're like, well, Rich Gannon's only 50K. Nah, he's probably a better value at that point. 77 speed, he can still kind of move outside the pocket. 83 throw power, just on the brink of where I feel comfortable, but he feels pretty good as far as his accuracies and other attributes there. So Rich Gannon. Now these cards aren't in any particular order. We're gonna be flying through a lot of them just to make sure we get through them all in a timely manner. Next up is Mike McGlinchey. You guys will see a few of these superstar MVPs on the list. Very nice card as far as his run block. Really nice if you're a kind of runner out there, but decent in pass block as well. But his big value does come from two pre-baked abilities in Matador and Lifeguard. These cost a lot of training points, so you're saving even more in the long run right there. So if you need a right tackle, I think Mike McGlinchey may be the move. Next up is Jonnu Smith. This guy's an animal, dudes. I play up against this guy all the time on head-to-head. 85 speed at the tight end position. Might as well be Tyreek Hill of the tight end positions. Absolutely crazy. 6'3", great catching. Maybe the route running just a little bit low, but for a tight end, he's really nice. Again, these team builders are going to be a pretty big part of this video as well, because there's a lot of value to be found in these players. Next up is Tyler Lockett. Again, just under 100K. You guys can go ahead and do the solos in the game as well if you want to get one of these guys for free. Highly recommend doing that because these 86s are actually a great value when it comes to what you're getting. Tyler Lockett coming at 88 speed. He can compete with anybody in head-to-head right now, but also comes with pre-baked abilities of Rack 'em Up as his X-Factor, Return Man, and Energizer. These are very nice abilities to have, just on top of these stats that are already really nice for Tyler Lockett. I think I really like the combination of speed with really high catch as well. Spec catch is also pretty important. There's a lot of reasons to like this card, including his change of direction and juke move at almost 90, which is pretty insane. Next up, let's go to Bruce Irvin of the Seattle Seahawks right now. Best fitting, maybe a 3-4, but really nice speed at 84 speed for the outside linebacker position. Really tough to find, solid starters at that position this year, but comes with 85 hit power as well. So maybe he's lacking in a couple other areas, but if you're looking for a solid player at a very scarce position, I would say Bruce Irvin's definitely the move. Next up is Russell Okung, 82 overall. His stats are not great, but what comes with this card is the ability for Edge Protector, and I think this may be the best ability for offensive linemen right now. This is a great card to throw on the line if you just want that guy with the X, because I really feel like the ability here does outweigh a lot of his bad stats. So if you're looking for someone to help you in the passing game, I think Russell Okung comes at a very affordable cost with that X Factor attached to him as well. And I happen to know that this X Factor costs over 1,000 training, so you're saving a lot of coin just by having that ability on the line. Next up at quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. Again, very few quarterbacks on this list, but I did have to include Aaron Rodgers because he does have really decent throw power. All of his accuracies are a little bit low, but I feel like over 80, you're kind of in that safe space where you can go in a head-to-head and not have too many issues. But definitely that throw power is going to give you the edge if you like throwing deep to guys like Tyler Lockett. Speaking of guys that you want to throw deep to, next up is Jeudy of the Denver Broncos. This card actually turned out to be quite nice, man. Take a look at this man's speed. 80 speed, 90 acceleration, 88 agility, very nice. Decent route running all around too. I have a go deep on my line too, so in my team. So this would be up to like an 82. So I would feel really comfortable with all these over 80. And then the catching maybe a little bit lower, but definitely getting your money's worth out of that speed with 87 juke move and 86 change of direction as well. Next up, you got Austin Reeder. Now, this man's really nice if you need a budget center. 87 awareness is pretty important. As we've mentioned a lot of times on this show, I feel like awareness does spread to other parts of your line. So if you have a center that has decent awareness, and right now 87 is pretty nice, especially for the overall of the card, he should be just fine until you can get somebody else in there. But Austin Reeder, not a bad option there. Next up, we've got Trey Waynes of the Cincinnati Bengals this year. Here's one of the nicer budget cornerbacks in the game at 90 speed. If you're finding yourself up against a Tyreek Hill almost every single game in head-to-head, throw this guy in the lineup. He doesn't have the best man or the best zone, but his purpose is to get in the way, to be in the right place at the right time. If he's, running neck and neck with Tyreek Hill, you can click on and get that interception when they try and bomb you deep. And trust me, you're going to get sick of that real quick if you don't have a speedy cornerback like Trey Waynes. Next up is Dion Jones, probably one of the better users in the game right now. 84 speed, may not seem like a lot, but in comparison to other linebackers, he's pretty good. He also comes with decent zone at 80 zone, so if you need even a guy that's like a CPU middle linebacker, he's a pretty good option to throw in there and try and hold down the fort in pass coverage. So another nice option there. Next up is Grant Delpit. Unfortunately, this man did get injured, so we're not going to probably see a lot of cards for him throughout the year, but still a decent option out at safety. 86 speed. The big reason I like this is the combination, because I think he's a free safety. At safety, having that combination of speed and hit power to me is really, really important. That combination of 86 speed, 88 hit power definitely outweighs his low zone and man coverage for me at least. Next up, we've got Joe Thomas, 85 overall left tackle. This is a set piece that goes into making Joe Thomas the full legend. I actually like these cards a little later down the road once the prices come down on legends a bit. Look to find this guy on Wednesday when new legends come out. But they do tend to perform a little bit better on the field. Really nice in pass protection too. That's kind of why I like this guy. At the price point, he's giving you some of the best pass protecting you can get out there. Next up, we've got Cam Akers. So hard to find a good running back right now with good speed, but Cam Akers often gets overlooked. 88 speed, 91 acceleration, 89 agility. Very, very nice. He does suffer with low juke and spin move, but if you're just looking out there to pass mainly and you need a halfback that's fast to get the ball to, or just to use temporarily, this is definitely the best value you're going to get as far as running back and speed. Next up, we got Justin Jefferson, 6'1" target with 88 speed. Again, very, very nice option if you want someone good in spec catch, good in catching in general. I would say he's probably even better than Jeudy right now, just because he's just beneath the thresholds for a lot of those route runnings as far as I feel like maybe like a tier 1, but really good in catching. So maybe put this guy in the slot and feel really good. Next up is Jeremy Chinn. Very, very nice card. This is probably one of my favorite cards on this list. 6'3", 88 speed at safety. This is a really, really nice card to have on your squad, man. Like, this is one of those guys you definitely want to use. 88 acceleration. Again, low on the zone and man coverage, but just make sure you're in the right place at the right time. 85 hit power, just the cherry on top for this guy. Next up is Terrell Edmonds, 6'1", safety on the Steelers. This guy's also really nice. Probably the best one in the game as far as team builders. 89 speed paired up with 90 hit power. That is exactly what I'm talking about, man. This dude's going to be an absolute thumper out there. Really nice speed, up top, down low, whatever you need, this guy's got you covered. Next up, we've got Antoine Winfield, cornerback, or I should say safety. This guy's pretty good too, 87 speed, maybe a little bit low on the hit power. So I would definitely go with maybe one of those other safeties. He's definitely a little bit short too. Maybe shouldn't have made this list, but for the value, he's okay. Next up is AJ Terrell, cornerback. Very, very nice cornerback. 90 speed, 89 acceleration with half decent zone I have to add on top of that. So I would say this guy's pretty decent. Again, he's going to get you in position for those click-on interceptions. I think this is the last one on this list, man. 81 overall Devon Bush is one of my favorite budget options right now, clocking in at 15,000 coins. 86 speed is very decent for the position. You add on top of that 85 hit power. He does come with an ability too that I think you can activate if he is your main user in Avalanche. And what Avalanche does is if you get enough hit stick tackles, you're going to be able to get way more fumbles once the red light activates underneath your feet with that one. So this is a very, very nice user at 15,000 coins. In the comment section below, let me know if you guys found any more diamonds in the rough. We're going to be doing maybe more of a budget squad video here in the coming days of the players that you can pick up to compete with in head-to-head. But these are some great position fillers in this video if you need somebody to hold down a position until you can build up more coins to buy somebody better. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time. Good luck out there in head-to-head. And as always, stay frosty.